We recognize this. What do we know is bait? How do we know that they're trying? Well, assume they're trying, as to Alex's point. Just assume the link is bad to begin with. I've had engineers and friends send me something even in text and say, hey, here's a link to something. And I will call them and say, did you send me a link? And they go, yeah, sorry. I said, don't be sorry. Just verifying before I click it, right? Because I was worried and they hadn't sent me a link before.
Yeah, exactly. If it's an abnormal thing and you have no context, it's best to just check.
Yeah, exactly. And so that checking could have been the part that saved me, right? So that's what we were trying to teach people. And some of this seems like common sense because most of it is. All right, I identify whether or not this is a good email. Don't put urgent in your emails anymore, especially as part of the subject line. Why? Because I'm not going to read it. And I'm definitely not going to click the link. And then if it's not somebody I know, why would I click a link, right? Really thinking back about this, even if it's a birthday card, why would I click the link? Do you expect the email? Was it even my birthday? Those kind of things. Does sender ask for personal information, right? And did they ever ask for it before? Those kind of questions. Did I ever ask you to go buy gift cards before? Well, if I haven't, then don't do it. Without talking to me first. No, just don't do it. I don't need gift cards. And I don't want you to buy gift cards and scratch them off and send me pictures. That's not how it works. Does sender have links in the email? Any link at all, especially if you don't expect it. And what do? Well, you save it. Don't delete it and don't forward it. That's an interesting concept. Why? Why is because it contains evidence and we don't want to remove the evidence by forwarding it. And we also don't want to fool somebody into clicking it again. And I've seen this happen. Hey, I got this bad email. So what I'm going to do, forward it to IT and then IT clicks on it. Okay, why? Because they're busy and they trust you. So they used your trust to get it through.
The context of
they
the
didn't read it. They just thought you were sending something important to them. Yeah.
They clicked it by mistake,
Absolutely, it can happen to them too. But do send it, but save it and send it as an attachment and then say, hey, potential bad email, don't click it. And then they can investigate it for you, especially if you clicked it. That's the hard part, to admit that you clicked on something when you didn't want to. And it's important that you do so. And that you set it up with your folks, if you're in IT, so that they can come to you with that without being punished. That's hard, right? Because they keep doing it. It's still better to know than not know. And if they just delete it, you'll never know. Then we come into work the next day and all the computers are locked up. Detect spear phishing emails. Look for incorrect spelling and bad grammar. Alex and I were laughing about this earlier because unfortunately they're getting better at the grammar. Well, they had $20 million $20 billion last year in profits to improve their grammar. They're going to improve their grammar. Do not click on links or download files from an unknown sender. And this is logical, right? But it's true. If we don't know that person, why would I download that file? Even if it seems compelling, right? Pay attention to slightly altered website addresses. This is absolutely true. They put a 0 instead of an O in there and it still fools you, right? So look at it, take a time, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Beware of panic messages, urgent, important, emergency, those kind of ones. Don't put them in your subjects either. If it's that important, pick up the phone, right? Find a different way. Be cautious of everything, to Alex's point. Really need to be aware of it. All right, let's show you some bad examples, and these are real ones. In this case, you can say it was from PayPal, but was it? Look at the email address. It says PayPal as what they told the email server they were, right? Who they said they were. We see this coming from emails from me to our personnel saying it's from Sean Scott. But when you look at the email address, it's not my email address, right? Why? Because they're spoofing. That's what we call spoofing. The point is they want to send you something. In this case, it's a digital gift. Oh, and here's the invoice. Well, I don't expect an invoice. Why are they invoicing me? It's the common, psychologically, we want to click it, right? And they want us to make a payment. But then when we look at the location, we look at the details of the email, we can see that this doesn't look right. And if you look at invoice, it's got a 1 in there, spelling errors, bad grammar. Fortunately, can't rely on that anymore, but it does help, right? Let's also talk about this one called the hidden hoodwink, right? In this case, hey, it looks like it's USPS, right? And there is a status change notification, and yeah, well, there might be a parcel coming, right? But when we look into the details, you see that tools.com And if you see at the end, it actually has the email recipient's name in there. So it's very, very sneaky. But when you look at it in detail, you can be sure that it's actually not that person, because we can see in it itself, when you hover over it, it's actually going to a completely different place, right? It just says it's going to this one. That is the link, but the actual link, by hovering over it, you can see is nothing to do with where it's supposed to be coming from. So it's very hidden hoodwink.
And again, you know, the examples like what Ryan put out, like there are tools out there that help you with some of these things so that you're not on your own dealing with this. You know, the training is number one, but having those tools really helps as well.
Absolutely, and it helps defend ourselves. All right, one more quick poll. Which brand was most commonly impersonated in phishing emails in Q4 of 2020? Was it Amazon? Was it LinkedIn? Was it Microsoft or DHL? I actually got this one wrong when I first looked at this poll. So give you guys a chance, see if you get it right. Which is the most commonly impersonated? All right. Our team is doing really well in the polls today, I have to say.
I think there's a mistake in how this one was formatted.
Yeah?
I think it's giving the answer away.
Oh, it's already there. Well, not on mine, but definitely on that screen. That is funny. All right.
We'll see.
Let's
see
move
what
forward.
happens.
Yeah,
I don't know
let's
if
go
they
ahead
can
and
see it.
close. Yeah, it does. Wait a sec. That's not right, though. What are those percentages? Anyway, the truth is Microsoft. That is correct. So 43, oh, I see, it's out of 100, 43% were mostly Microsoft. So yeah. I apologize that the percentages are that, trying to trick you by giving you the right answer. The point is it's used, right? The point is all of these are used, but Microsoft is the biggest one. Notice DHL, even though it's not the biggest shipping company in the US, all of the shipping companies are high on the list. Why? Because we like to receive packages, right? And we order things.
By the way, for folks who said Amazon, I originally thought Amazon as well. Amazon.
I actually chose DHL the first time. Yeah.
Yeah. I get Amazon phishing personally the most. So.
Yeah. I think that's what a lot of it is.